Wisdom. This is what we've been talking about. We talked about how wisdom is very key to us making good decisions. But a lot of times we making these decisions, but we don't have good decision-making tools, right? We come up short in that area. We think we do, but a lot of times we don't. And then when you add on top of that, depending on the time of day it is, you got a bad attitude. Maybe you don't feel like listening. Maybe you think you know it all. Maybe you just irritated. And then you got to make a decision based on your feelings as well as the tools that you lack. Sets up for a problem, doesn't it? And that's when we lash out. We make negative decisions based on how we feel. Well, let's go. Let's see what's going to answer this. Go to Proverbs. Proverbs 8. Proverbs 8. Talking about wisdom. Does not them call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? At the highest point along the way, where the paths meet, she takes her stand. Beside the gate leading into the city, at the entrance she cries aloud. To you, O people, I call out. I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain prudence. You who are foolish, set your hearts on it. Listen, for I have trustworthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is true. For my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just. None of them is crooked or perverse. To the discerning, all of them are right. They are upright to those who have found knowledge. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. Now, we talked about wisdom being something that you possess in order to do something well. But in this situation, in this proverb, we see wisdom is personified. And it's personified as what? A woman. Why is it personified as a woman? Well, first of all, most of the scripture that was written at that time was written towards men. What do men want? Women. So, kind of works itself out. And notice how it starts out with two questions. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? So it's really asking the question while also answering it, because it's telling you that she's calling out. She's calling out to you. She is raising her voice to you. So when you look at wisdom, wisdom is presenting herself to you. So you're not doing the work. Now, if you go back to when you were dating, especially if you was a man, this is back in the day now. This ain't this swipe stuff. That ain't used to that. I'm used to back when I was younger, you went somewhere where women were, and then you saw women that you liked, and then you got your nerve up to walk across, felt like the longest walk in your life, right? And you walk across the club or the wherever you was at to go talk to this woman. And on your way there, women's smarter than you think, right? Because you do cool, so you think you got it together. You looking at the woman you want to go talk to, based upon the walk that you coming, and she see you coming, she gonna let you know whether you need to take that extra step or detour like you need to go to the bathroom, right? Because she gonna look up and be like, and you gonna be, we gonna pretend that didn't happen, right? Now if she look at you and she see you coming and smile, then you gonna get, oh yeah, I see it going. You gain a little confidence. But don't think she don't know you coming over there, because she do, right? But in this particular case, it's telling you, here's this attractive wisdom that is calling out to you. And notice, it says you who are simple. So even though you're not on her level, right? Because there was a time, now when I was 21, 22, I was broke. The money that I had to be at the place that I was at, That was the money that I had. So at that point, that money was gone. You see what I'm saying? It took all my money to go to this place and eat and look like I had money, even though I didn't have any money. All right? So I wanted to look as though I had money. So I became attractive to those people who I wanted to pursue. That's dating, right? You put out your best representative. Now, if she wanted to go on a date that week, she was going to have to wait to the weekend because I spent the money that I had to get her phone number, right? Now I got to invest weekly, make installments, right? It's just a young man's broke situation. This is how we work. Now, what it's saying is, even to the simple, she presents herself. So this means that, for y'all people, I'm educating y'all a little bit more, right? As a man, when you went to these places and you go to date, you knew who you should not approach, right? Amen. There was a couple people in there you were like, yeah, that's a little out of my league right there. I am not even going to try that. Amen. You get what I'm saying? And then you look down the list and you say, that's a stretch goal. I might. And then you look over here and there we go. Ask myself. You know, you got to size yourself up. None of us like rejection. I'm making this real because this is what Proverbs is doing. It's personifying it for you. It is saying wisdom is gorgeous. Wisdom is beautiful. Wisdom is more precious than rubies and gold and silver, right? That's up on the list. She is making herself presentable to you even though you are simple. So even though you are, quote unquote, out of her league, she's calling out to you. Doesn't that make you feel good? Okay, so that's what wisdom is telling you. Now, many of us think we are already wise. Many of us feel like we have it together. But look at what God says in James 1 and 5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all, see that word all, right? Without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But many of us think we got it. But the thing about wisdom is wisdom does not come with time. Wisdom does not come with experience. There are a lot of smart, stupid people. The world is surrounded with them. Know a lot of facts. Got a lot of book knowledge. Got a lot of experience. But life is messed up because they do some stupid stuff. And we all fall into that category. We make some dumb decisions when we know better than what we're doing. But why do we do that? Because we're not using godly wisdom. Wisdom is something that God intends for us to use. The thing about it, when you talk about the simple, wisdom wants to be together with you forever, meaning marriage, right? Now, when I was single, I didn't see myself as simple. Saw myself as having it together. Got married, didn't I? Found somebody, didn't I? But apparently, I was simple. Because none of my great stuff is around anymore. My clothes gone. I got one picture on the wall that I have to still to this day fight to keep because nobody like it. And it's in the basement. That's it. My furniture is gone. My everything is gone. I have really nothing left from that time period of being single. I had a dog, but she's gone, right? That was about it. So apparently my whole life has been flipped upside down. Now what I notice when I go in the closet, all her clothes still there from when we got married. Shoes, everything. I go look at everything she brought to the marriage is still there. But all my stuff is gone. I don't even know where it is. It just disappeared over time. All my shirts, pants, clothes, everything. I look back at old pictures like, I remember that shirt. What is that shirt? I like that shirt. And she'll come out, oh, that shirt gone. What happened to that shirt? She got rid of it. So apparently, in my debonair status, because I wore that shirt with her. So apparently, at some point on that day, she was like, that is one ugly shirt. Amen. Apparently, right? Because she got rid of it, but she let me wear it that whole time. Had them shirts tailor-made. There was some tailor-made shirts. Gone. Must have been pretty simple. But that's how wisdom works. Wisdom transforms you over time. Wisdom works to see the potential in you and evolve you, make you better, make you the best that you can be, mold you into what you need. But here is the big thing about wisdom that we have to put together. Wisdom takes sacrifice. Wisdom takes sacrifice. It's only when you see what wisdom is worth to you that you can really obtain wisdom. See, a lot of times in life, we want everything. We want everything we can get our hands on. We want the wisdom, but we also want all the stuff that defeats us, right? Which is why you see a lot of people who make it so high in life, but they try to party down here. You notice that? They live up here. They have a life of exemplary status. They have success. They have a good family. They have all that they need. But they look at what these worlds say is fun. And they go out there and try to party down here. Meaning with people who not even on their level. Or people who say this is fun. And then they lose all of this trying to do this. Right? So it shows you that until you sacrifice part of what you do not need to tie yourself to what you do need, you will not be successful with wisdom. Now, what does it take to realize? So when I was single, what was important? Money, money, money. Okay, that was top, right, if I'm being honest. Then having fun with my money, because that's what it takes. Then going on dates, that's part of fun, right, with my money. Then being sick from having fun. That's high on the list because it always happens. And then God somewhere in there. I'm being honest, right? That was life. You know, God is important. You would say that, but your life wouldn't reflect it, right? I knew about God. God was important to me when I needed God. But God wasn't important to me when I was having fun. Because I sacrificed God for the good stuff, what I figured was the good stuff. And it was high on my list because if you gave me a choice, I'm going to go have fun. That was life. But at some point you realize this ain't worth it. It doesn't have any longevity to it. There's nothing fun about this. If y'all were like me back in the day, you always sit around and you go to the club. Y'all notice when you get old how you realize how young people are? Yeah. This is what I mean. When I was 22, I was the grown-up to the 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. So when I turned like 30-something, I was like, man, I've been an adult a long time. 22 was old, you know? Then you look back now and see somebody who's 22, you're like, oh, that's what 22 look like? 22 is young, right? You know, 22 is a baby. But you felt like you were big and bad. But you ain't had no money. You were sleeping on floors. You were sleeping on couches. You could do that. I wish I would take a nap on the floor. Wake up breaking. Oh, Lord. Whole day ruined just because I fell asleep wrong. Can't do that no more. So here's the thing. When you realize what's worth it in your life, where you can go in life, and make better decisions based on that, your life starts to change. But it's only when you realize it. So at some point in my single life, right, I met Adrian. And when I realized she was worth it, all the other stuff wasn't worth it no more. All the other people I was talking to, they go away. All the fun that I thought I was having Ain't fun no more. And guess what? Folks start calling, man, you don't change. You don't want to hang out no more. You don't do this. It's like, man, it ain't even fun no more. It ain't even enjoyable no more. I can't talk to them people. Can't go through this song and dance all the time. Gets boring, gets old. I need somebody with some substance. Guess what I found? I need somebody with something that, feeds back into me instead of all this fluff stuff. And when you find that, you're willing to sacrifice all that other stuff because you realize you're not even sacrificing that much. It seems like a big deal when you are mentally there. But then at some point, you realize this is more worth it. Think about the people who you done seen in your life that have sacrificed their job for the simplest stuff. Taking a longer break. Taking an extra 15 minutes at lunch. Then they come back from lunch and get reprimanded. You're like, really, was that worth it? Was it worth it to go out to your truck and fall asleep for an hour to lose your whole job? Not your part of your whole job. Just because you trying to do little sneaky stuff. It ain't worth it. But to them in the moment, it's important. I got something to do. I got to go here and be late. They leaving out early so they can get a jump on the club. You're going to sacrifice your whole job for leaving a little early. You see what I'm saying? We make bad decisions when we don't recognize worth. But you recognize worth when they send you home, don't you? And then they say, man, you going out? Man, I don't want to go nowhere. They don't fire me. They don't fire you what? Because I was trying to go out with y'all. Well, you want to go out? No, I don't feel like it. So apparently it wasn't worth it. But in the moment, it was so important. You just had to have it. I just got to do it. But it wasn't worth it. Think about them old relationships that you had. Was she really worth it? Was he really worth it? I got to get over there to them. Man, now they crazy. Now you go, oh my goodness, this wasn't worth it. Now I'm in here stuck with them. Right? They done locked the door. Lord have mercy. Wasn't worth it. Should have did your homework. But we were so caught up in the moment. And now we stuck with crazy for 2-3 years. Now we got to sacrifice other parts of our life. Because she was so worth it. He was so worth it. But we didn't balance it out. We have to use our brain, but we also have to use what God has given us in wisdom. So now you have to ask yourself, what is true worth? Go to 1 Corinthians 1:30. What is wisdom? God's wisdom is worth it. But we need to know what wisdom is. Wisdom, it says, it is because of him that you are in Christ Jesus, who has become for us wisdom from God. That is our righteousness, holiness, and redemption. So our wisdom is Jesus. Is he worth the sacrifice? Well, we say, yeah, of course he is, but he's better than this worldly wisdom that we apply. What is worldly wisdom? Worldly wisdom is what we think we know, what we think we learn, what we think we have experienced, what we try to tell other people to do because we are so strong and so smart in our life. Amen. Worldly wisdom, you get a couple things right, you figure out this is the way to go. But you start to realize pretty soon that it isn't always sustainable. Worldly wisdom makes you adapt to things. It helps you get used to things. And it helps you learn to live with things. But before we go there, I want to look at one more thing. Look at 1 Corinthians 1:18 through 20. 1 Corinthians 18 through 20 shows you worldly wisdom versus godly wisdom. It says, for the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. But to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, the intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. Where is the wise person? Where is the teacher of the law? Where is the philosopher of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? So this worldly wisdom is foolishness. May get a couple things right. May check a couple of boxes, but over time, it doesn't last. Worldly wisdom helps you get used to the world, but it does not change the world. Worldly wisdom helps you adapt to the world, but it does not change you so that you can impact the world. Okay? So, it seems big, but it's really small. Go back to your dating scenario. There's a lot of people that are out there that can fill the big boxes that you have from a wife or a husband. Okay? Big boxes being, are they financially sound? There's a lot of people that are financially sound. You know, do they look a certain way? There's a lot of people that look a certain way. Do they have certain things? Yeah, certain qualities. Are they funny? Are they this? You know, you can go through, those are big boxes that you have, personality boxes. But then you notice there's a lot of people like this, but there's only one person that you really connect with. Right? Well, why is that? It's because it's really the small things. Okay, once you get past the big stuff, it's really the small things that become very important. Do they listen to me? Can they do this in certain situations? What are they like on a daily basis? See, the big stuff are stuff that kind of, you know, it just lasts, right? They work, they do this, very regimented. And imagine if you had a robot of a person, because you've seen robot people, right? They're just people who just kind of go through the motions. You get really bored with that person. But they would check a lot of boxes. They do all the things that you want them to do, but their personality doesn't work with you. Their influence doesn't work with you. They don't have some of the same thought processes that you have. They don't laugh at your jokes. They don't like the same shit. All this little stuff that makes you connect is what changes things. I'll tell you what I mean. When I talk about the world, how the world helps you adapt, if y'all are like me, you all go through life and you have a bunch of little things in your life that you get used to. Think about your house. I tell my kids all the time. Y'all ever notice it, and especially got kids, sometimes I'll leave it'll be a little piece of paper on the floor. Amen. A napkin. Amen. Balled up piece of paper. Trash. I'll see it. And I'll leave it there. And over the course of 4 or 5 days, everybody done walked over that piece of paper. And ain't nobody picked it up. And I'm like, y'all see this trash, garbage on the floor. And I don't see them drop stuff next to the paper. Still won't pick up the paper. Walk past the paper and the trash can. And now they get mad at me when I blow up over some paper. Who ain't paying the paper up? Trying to pay paper. All over some paper. Right? That's what we do. Thing is, if I let that paper sit there long enough, I get used to it too. We done been cleaning out the house. And you know them big black trash bags, right? Throw them big black trash bags in the corner, start putting stuff in it. Spring cleaning. But over time, you ain't through with the trash bag just yet. Because you're in the process. But you start doing something else. So now the trash bag sits there, a week go by. 2 weeks go by. And trash bag is there, and notice it's in the hallway, right? And when you walk down your hallway, you go this trash bag, you gotta turn, walk by. Come back on, turn, walk by, right? Trash bag right there. Now, this is the thing, trash bag is small. Can you walk by this trash bag? Is it difficult to do this? No. Do you get used to doing that? Yeah. You can adapt to that trash bag being there. No problem. It does not impede your life. It does not stop your life. Thing is, we have a lot of trash bags in our life just like this. We have a lot of little obstacles that don't really impede us from doing anything. They don't do anything. It's just there. How many things are in your life that are just there that you have learned to, right? They don't bother you. You walking. But one day you went downstairs and you late for work. And you looked down and you got on the wrong shoes. Or you got the wrong belt on. Or you forgot your wallet. Or you left your phone upstairs. And you got to run upstairs real quick to go get it. And when you walk by, that bag catch you. Right? You trip over the bag. Because you're moving at a different pace. Now when you're moving through life regular, the bag don't bother you. But when something else happens, now the bag becomes a problem. Now you like, what's in this bag? Because you don't even remember. It's a bag full of trash. You mean to tell me for the last 3 weeks I've been walking by trash? I thought it was this garbage. We could have threw this away. These are real conversations, by the way. Right? You mean to tell me for the last 3 weeks I've been tripping and walking around trash? I thought this was clothes. I thought it was shoes. I thought y'all were doing something. It's garbage. We all been walking by garbage. And now I done tripped and fell over something worthless. We got garbage in our lives that instead of getting rid of it, we've been walking by it and we've gotten used to it being there. Some of this garbage is people. They call you got to change up how you talk so you don't want no problems with them. Well, guess what? They a problem. They got to go. All right? Some of y'all got things in your life. Some of y'all got jobs that you hate. But instead of getting your resume together and looking around, you just get used to it. Something better can be right there, but I don't feel like going through all that. Really? You don't feel like sacrificing a little bit for something better? It's too much to ask for you to prepare yourself to show how great of a person you are. You'd rather be disrespected daily than to show people how great you are and make more money and be respected with a better commute and a better lease on life and happiness. But you're not willing to do that because you used to, oh, y'all just coming at me. Oh, I got to sit in the car. Let me get myself ready for these folks. Every morning, you doing this every morning. You got to sit in the parking lot and, Lord have mercy. Then you see, there she goes. She at work today. I got to go ahead and deal with this crazy lady. Right? You happy when they on vacation. They go on vacation, you go on vacation. Why you got to live your life like that? Why can't you get rid of some stuff? Why you keep bending through life? Why you keep weaving? What did God say? Straight is the path. We zigzagging through life, dodging everything, but guess what? That's worldly wisdom. Worldly wisdom teaches you how to deal with things. It teaches you how to deal with your kids. It teaches you how to deal with your husband, how to deal with your wife, how to deal with your job, how to deal with the world. The world says, I need to be treated this way. We say, okay, world, we'll treat you like this. Instead of saying, no, this me. This how I influence. See, I influence people. I ain't gonna let you influence me negatively. If you got something positive to add in my life, come on. I'll open the gates up. Come on, give me something positive. But when you ring my doorbell and come in and I see negativity all over you, no, you stay outside. You stay outside. Leave that package on the door. I'll go through it later and see if you worth adding anything to my life. See, people will come into your life. The people who have been the worst parts of my life always came bearing gifts. What do I mean by that? They always offered something that looked enticing. Think about somebody coming to your house when you have a party, but they brought a beautiful cake. You say, hey, I brought this cake, and you look at the cake like, oh, that's a nice cake. Come on in. Now, when they ruined your party, was the cake worth it? Nope. Should have let them and the cake stay outside. But they brought something nice. That's how people come into your life. They say, hey, you, I got something to add. I got some value to add to you. I got this. But then when you get it, not only was the cake pretty but nasty, but so were they. And then they stick around, and they stick around, and they stick around, and you can't get rid of them. But guess what? You can. God gives you a way. But you have to be wise. So stop trying to adapt to the world. Stop trying to adapt to these situations and move around trash in your life. Because one day, the trash is going to trip you up. Your life is not a regular pace to where you can put things in there and expect just to walk through life. You are going to have to add some speed sometimes. That's just the way it is. I told Adrian the other day, y'all know I can't dance, but I realized I can. I can dance very, very well. The problem is I can't dance fast. But I got the move. See what I did? Bam, bam, bam. I got the move. Now, if you tell me to do that on beat, no. If you tell me to speed up, no. But if you say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, oh, we got it. Oh, he got it now. Boom. Oh, he ain't got it no more, right? But see, that's how we expect life to be. We expect life to come one step at a time. But life pull you in 30 different ways. And if you got a bunch of junk in your life, you can't maneuver through life. You're going to fall time and time again. That's why good people fail. That's why smart people fall on their face sometimes. It's because life is fast-paced, and you got too much junk to zoom through it, right? Usain Bolt can't be Usain Bolt with stuff in the way. It has to be a smooth path for a sprinter to get that speed up, right? So we ask, is God worth it? Is wisdom worth the sacrifice? We say yes, and it is. Is it worth more than your pride? Because sometimes you're going to have to sit there and say, I don't know. I need help. I don't have all the answers. I need some help, Lord. Is it worth more than you knowing and feeling that you understand everything? Because sometimes you're going to have to hunker down and be humble and let somebody give you instruction than you always being the one talking. Sometimes you're going to have to open your ears up and listen instead of always thinking of what you're going to say soon as they stop talking. Instead of listening to their testimony and their story, instead of thinking about, ooh, soon as they finish, I got a good story to tell too. You need to listen instead of trying to talk everything that everybody's saying. That's wisdom. Is it worth your time? Because sometimes you're going to have to get up and go do something that you don't want to do. Somebody going to call you, you got to go do something. God going to say do this and you got to do something. But I want to. Is it worth the sacrifice? Is God worth it? Because it's going to take dedication, it's going to take faith, and it's going to take work in him to make sure that you are focused on the right thing. Faith and wisdom work together, and you have to be willing to dedicate yourself to God in order to achieve success in this life.